So yeah, just waiting for your cue, really.
Okay, I've started the recording. Good afternoon to the Whalecoin Talk community and crypto, Club Crypto team and community. Today we've got the AMA with Club Crypto, so I guess if we could start with a bit of your background in crypto.
Okay, so I started in crypto probably like most people did about 4 years ago with a bit of a boom before it obviously died down again. And then got back into it about 1 or 2 years ago in the side of Ethereum and just really started looking into the contracts more. And then into, I mean, I don't like to use the term, but the shitcoin side of things, and put a dabble in there. I really just started putting my feelers out and seeing what the possibilities were with starting projects and getting involved with from the ground floor and maybe creating something. But unfortunately, I soon found, especially over the last year in the BSC network, that it was peppered with just scam after scam. And over the last maybe 6 months or so, it's just got from bad to worse, to the point where every person that I discuss new projects with and looking to get into their projects, it was just rug pull after rug pull, or developers running away and not wanting to work hard for the projects anymore, just take it in the marketing wallets, really.
It rings a bell for me, yeah. Devs that don't work.
Yeah, and it was getting really annoying. And that's basically where most of our team have come from as a whole. So, I mean, I'll cut a long story short. Over the last, I think the header was the last 2 months, where I basically put a whole lot of work in myself as an administrator for a couple of projects. And it was either the dev started making a lot of money, so just sat back and didn't do anything and made us do all the work, and then eventually it died a death for that reason. Or it was just a straight up slow rug pull that it was getting harder and harder to be able to weed out the good from the bad. And that was, and I met a lot of good people that way because they'd been burned like I did. And that's how our team was essentially made. And it sort of brings us into how we created Club Crypto, really. We were just all sick of relying on other people to create a good project. And we just started thinking of ways of how we could really make, I mean, a lot of people in Telegram groups talk about rug pull groups and how we can save the face of it, but they never actually seem to do it. So we really wanted to make more than just a group. We wanted to create a token that would center around transparency, trust, and more really just safety for people. I mean, you can invest in any token and do your own research, and then if your research isn't good enough and you lose out, then that's fair enough. But for me, it was getting to me where you do as much research as you possibly could, and then they just pull the rug from underneath you. So it's not really a fair game. So we just wanted to level the playing field and create it back to investments and not doing a very quick buy and then getting out before the failure of the project.
Yeah. So yeah, if we could just maybe go into the tokenomics first, because you've got harder rewards, which all our investors really loved that. And then we can move on to, like you say, your diamond rating system and the NFTs and everything.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we've got a 9% on our ADA rewards. We didn't go any higher initially, just because from the research we performed, it really does affect the chart. And then we've got 4% on marketing. Just allow us to make sure that we've got enough and to be flowing forward. We've also got a marketing wallet that holds a locked wallet, so it allows us to push more money into marketing. And then we've got 3% on liquidity, but we will be looking at injecting liquidity at certain milestones to stabilize the chart. We were looking at the burn idea, but it's basically throwing investment money down the drain is the way we sort of looked at it, when really we need to look at how we can stabilize the chart so big investors can come in and we can all profit from it, really.
Okay. So you could maybe tell us a bit about the team you've built up at Club Crypto.
Yeah, so we've got great players, really. We've got Orly, who's basically the workhorse of the group. He makes sure that we're always looking at new ways to market ourselves and making sure we're in control of the team. We've got Carlos that works on the contract side of things. Artsy, who, if you haven't seen yet, we'll go into about the NFTs and just the amazing work that he's done on that. And then we've got Crypto Degens and Delta, who basically go around networking, letting people know who we are, organising MMAs, and just putting his name out there, really. And then me, it was my sort of idea of the use case, and I brought it on these guys, and we've just been able to develop it as a team and grow it to where it is today, really, which I'd like to go over now just to describe how our ecosystem works.
Yeah, you launched 8 days ago. How's it been going since the launch? How was it launched? And have you got like an audit on the project as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's been a hard 7 days. We've been a week. We've got a bit of a rough start with our launch from getting some bots attacked us. But for us, it's just about holding true to what we believe in and working forward with it. So we've just been trying to deliver on our quality assurance, our NFTs, our marketing, and pushing it out there. What we did find is that people want instant results, and those people have left us, but that just leaves us with a good, strong floor of people that we know understand our use case and really want to develop with us. We've not had an audit as yet, but that's going to be in the future pipeline. What we've really been concentrating in is building up partnerships with trusted members of the crypto scene that are already there. So an example will be John at RYI, the exchange. And basically he's launching a new series of battling NFTs, and he's also launched a type of app that allows you to check all your crypto projects, and they've all got to be of a certain standard and quality. And we will be the people that are reassuring all those apps, the projects, sorry. So the projects come through us, we'll do all our checks on them, give them our seal of approval via the NFT that we provide, and then they'll be passed on to John. And John's going to then publicize them through his connections and his application. So that's one part of it. And then we'll also doing all the artwork for his battle drones through our cards. So that's a really exciting future for us, to be honest with you, especially since we're so new to it all. And he believes in the minting of the NFT to be a really good stage in showing people the quality of, let's say, a professional or a project. If you've got an NFT by your name with our stamp of approval, there's no way of faking it, essentially.
Yeah, so your team's going to vet projects, and the ones that pass well and everything, you can offer them NFTs approvals through Club Crypto NFTs. Then
yeah. So our long-term goal is to make it easier for investors. So investors will come to us and go through our current projects that are well established and just see that they've all got the seal of approval on their profiles. Or they could even just be browsing through and find a random project somewhere and ask them if they've got a Club Crypto seal of approval, of which at that point they can provide it. And it just shows you that they've been audited and checked by us for the diamond seal of approval. And we work backwards from it as well. So we're setting up a type of LinkedIn for crypto professionals. So I'm a firm believer that your project's only as good as the team that runs it, as I'm sure you will know from past experiences. So if we can get enough of people on board through the LinkedIn side and we create that platform, then the projects will also follow in terms of quality and safety, because we know who's exactly on that project and who's working with it. They'll also have our seal of approval as well. And at the moment, we're working only through a referral basis for those. So you can't get on our crypto professional unless you've got a reference from somebody that was trusted already.
Awesome. So are you looking to branch out into auditing projects in the future as well?
So what, sorry?
Into branch out into auditing projects in the future as well?
Yeah, exactly. So initially we're going to be doing our auditing and checking out, obviously just the basic checks, but then we'll be looking to auditing contracts and go in that scenario. But we're also looking at taking a launch platform as well, which will be in the very near future, probably in a week or two. We've already got a few of them lined up. So if people want to visit the website, they can go over and have a look at some projects we've already got there. And they can view all the professionals that we already have there, all with their NFT profiles. And the launchpad will be offered to our members that have X amount of tokens and have invested in Club Crypto, and they'll have their own group. And it just allows people to invest from the ground floor on any project, knowing full well that in the future, the only thing that it may fail is because, external circumstances or it's a management issue, but it's not going to be because of our diamond rating, which basically works on 5 things. We've got the contract itself, of which we have an external person at the moment supplied by Crypto Degen that's going to be looking over all our new project contracts. We then have the wallets. So we go over all the wallets and put a bit of detective work and make sure they're all aligned and make sure the ones that are locked need to be locked. Then the third one's going to be social presence. Just going over the website, making sure it's a good standards, not something that looks like it's been thrown up in a matter of minutes. Check all the socials are active. The 4th section, I'll be going over doxing. So they dox to us as a team. We lock their information in a vault. So if there's ever any issues with the project for whatever reason, we've got all their information to release. But it's also mainly just if they give us their docs information, then it sort of shows that they're not really going to be doing anything dodgy, because then you can just push it out there for them.
It sounds a great idea. But which projects have you been working with then? You've actually got projects you've got your full of approval.
Yeah, we've got Dream Sport that's relaunching. We've got Wolverine, which is a new one that's also relaunching. I think that also brings me on to a point as well, like projects can relaunch quite happily as long as they've got a good team behind them. You know that if they have issues, they'll just relaunch and help their current members move on with it. And that's important to us. We've also got Adaboy, who've just released a great swiping application. So it's sort of like the Tinder of crypto. We've got Crypto Blast, who is the energy drink of the crypto market. They're also on board. And we've got a few more hanging in the balance that we still need to do all the checks in. Obviously, we can't put them on the site until we've completed.
Awesome. So did you get all these projects since you've launched, or did you start before the launch? How did Club Crypto Finance come about? Was you planning on it being an auditing type thing, and then you decided to launch a token alongside it?
So we started before we launched, just by putting our feeders out there and connecting with people, networking essentially, and just telling them what we were looking to do. So like group members, people that had call groups, and Degen bought quite a few people from his side, and just discussing with these big players, like, what do you think if we were to launch this use case? Do you think it would work in the market? Just really getting some market research. And it turns out that this market research turned into people providing us with projects. and crypto professionals straight from the off. So we knew that we were already on the right path. We just really had to find a way of gelling it all together, which sort of allowed us the NFT side. I knew that we had to create an NFT stamp of some kind to be able to create an audit and make it so you couldn't fake it. And that's where we sort of evolved it through Artie's help. From I had an idea of a collectible card, and then from there we went from a Pokemon card to a Yu-Gi-Oh card to a Club Crypto card, which we've now done, and we've got a Crypto Phoenix card because we relaunched ourselves, which we'll be supplying to all our holders. So yeah, it just evolved from there. Really, it's taken on its own legs, which is great to see.
It's a lovely idea, and you get free marketing because the projects that you can promote, have one of your NFT cards, and that can bring investors into your token there as well. So
yeah, exactly that. Really, it's just been great to see that we essentially, at the heart of it, we just want to help people invest safely and wisely again and teach them. And in terms of crypto professionals, we just want them to start earning money where it's due and start to remove all of these con artists out there that are taking money away from the hard-working crypto professionals, essentially.
Definitely, yeah. So going forward, what's the marketing plans for Club Crypto? What's happening in that area?
Well, it's quite a common question that everybody loves to ask. But you've nailed one of them in the bag, really. There, the organic side of things is we're just networking our asses off. Basically, we really want to get enough crypto companies on board. And now with the ROI exchange as well, he's really going to be pushing us out, and that's just made through networking. We're going to be networking all the new launches, doing on that. Then we've also got our solid projects that are already out there that want us to start doing their cards for them. And to be honest with you, they just want us to do the cards because they like the look of the NFTs. But they're going to then put them all over their websites, and it allows us to be marketed in an instant. So that helps. But in addition to that, we're working on our social media. I mean, I've got a personal pet hate for influencers, mainly just because I think a lot of them aren't true to the colour, and they ruin a lot of projects. So we've spent a lot of time researching the right influencers that have got lower followings but produce more quality information to people, and we're siding with them to try and push us forward, but also help them into this space that we're creating in the BSC network for safe people. And that's going to be our future as well. We're going to start rating influencers and start rating Telegram groups, so that people can come on board and see if the groups or the influence they're following or using are worth their salt and if they're safe. All of this markets itself, essentially. And we just go on. We've got a lot more. We've started our SEO on the website. We want to start pushing it out there on the Google Ads as a bit of a separate thing. And then you've got all your usuals, which would be listings, like Dex Tools, trending. I mean, they're all the basic ones, really. But yeah a lot of legwork, and we're really pushing ourselves out there. Essentially.
Yeah, the NFTs look great. So I was wondering if you're going to expand.
Is a lot more AMAs just like this one, so people can get to know the use case and get to know what we're about, really.
Definitely, yeah. AMA is a great way to promote their Club Crypto. The NFTs, have you thought of doing your own series? Because they're great, so everyone's reaching out to you.
Although me and I do them together, I mean, the full credit goes to the man behind the scenes. He's really been working himself to the bones, getting these NFTs out for people. We create our own series in terms of, we've run the Phoenix editions now, and we're doing project editions with the long-term idea of creating a massive collectible set that might turn into a game of some kind. That we're in talks with John now, that he's putting us in the right direction to find a developer that can do that for us. So we're almost laying down the foundations for a multi-level game, but it's going to be within the crypto space using real people. That's just something to keep an eye on for the future.
Awesome, yeah.
The main thing we do here is these cards are only available for crypto professionals and projects. Apart from the odd few times, so for example, last week we did a draw that allowed, I think it was 5 people to get their own personal cards done, and that was for public investors. But apart from that, it's only ever going to be professionals and projects to get their own personal cards. Apart from that, you can collect and request your own favorite project's card that we can create for you on your own ID.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I can see you're all creating ideas and expansions for the future, and you're here to stay. And it's long term for the BSC. So you've got rid of the paper hands, and now you've got your diamond hand investors are there for the future. And you're building ideas all the time. It's great.
Yeah, it's been a tricky situation the last week because, as you say, there are paper hands that want their money coming instantly. It's just not what we're about. We're into growing a stable project, and a stable project takes time to make connections with people and grow and develop trust with the network. So I have no doubt that it's going to come for us, and it's going to come in the near future, and it's going to be lasting because of these foundations that we're setting now with valuable people in the crypto space and the trust that we're creating with our following in terms of investors.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's got the utility of your vetting projects and then approving them in the future for Club Crypto. I can open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question for Jay. No, I can open it up to investors if anyone's got any questions for Jay.
I mean, I'm hoping this just means I've explained ourselves too well.
Yeah, that's it. It happens a lot. Yeah, where in the afternoons it's not the busiest time, and they haven't got any sort of questions, but they can go over to your Telegram or your website for further information. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
many people will be interested.
I give more information in terms of investors, because I know we're looking at a larger picture here, and our larger picture it centers a lot around projects and crypto professionals, and a lot of investors ask, so where do they sit into this? Well, it's all about that safety of knowing that any sort of project that we advertise or put forward on our site or to our private launch groups have been through a very strict vetting process. And that strict vetting process means that when they invest money into any of the projects, whether it's a new launch or it's a stable one, it's not just going to be a meme coin where it's got so part of our diamond rating is they have to have a use case or a forward plan. It's not just I like the name of this, so I'm going to invest. So they can be safe and sleep well at night knowing that the coin that they've invested in has a future in mind. However obscure that future may be or how weird the plan may be, they are looking to progress in the future. So investors can sit happy knowing that if they spread the wealth across our projects, then they will make the money.
Yeah, and the profits from the projects you work with, does that go back into the token like marketing and things? Yeah,
so we've got, I can't really say too much about our secondary use case, but it revolves around the trust that we create when launching projects. And we're going to create multiple separate projects that then inject back into the liquidity of Main and also helps reward our current investors into Club Crypto. I'll tell you more about that in the future as we go in. But essentially, the more you invest in holding Club Crypto, the more rewarded you will be, whether it's through tokens or new projects or just straight up rewards.
Awesome, yeah, that sounds great. I mean, you're welcome to come to the text chat whenever you like an update us on the project. It's really interesting, quite unique what you're building here. I've not seen anything like it before, so I'm sure there's a lot of investors that'll be really interested. The recording goes out across crypto as well, so that gets Club Crypto's name out there for everyone to come over to the Telegram and check out what you're building for the future. It sounds really exciting, and you're all genuine guys, and and you'll create some amazing ideas for the future by the looks of it. It sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for your time. I'd just like to, really hammer. I do ramble about this, but I ramble because I'm passionate about it, and I could just go on all day. In fairness, the fact that where we're set now in our market cap is not a worry to us at all, because we're looking really long term, and these AMAs are important to us because it's a complex project, and we need to get our information out there, and the only way we can do is talking. So we're going to do more talking on our own voice chat in the Telegram group. So anybody can feel free to come along, and we'll happily open up and just explain it a bit more, because it is quite a vast use case. It can be a bit complicated, and you may struggle to know how you fit in. So yeah, please jump over to our Telegram and we'll point you in the right direction.
Great, yeah. Anyone listening into the recording, they can ask in our chat, or we can send you over to the Telegram if you've got any more questions in the future for Club Crypto. Thanks very much for coming, Jay. It's been great talking to you. And it's just really interesting, and pleasure to talk.
Yeah, thank you, mate. And and just a thank you to all our team again for working hard over the last week, and we look forward to the future. Thank you, mate.
Thanks very much, Jay. I'll stop the recording and send a copy over for you to share with your community. Like I say, feel free to come into the text chat WellCoin Talk and keep us updated on the projects as they come out, and the other projects you're working with. It's great.
Excellent. Thank you. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.